will now enter the graduation area. Please remain standing as the Danville Police Department, Henry County Sheriff's Office, Martinsville Police Department, Martinsville Sheriff's Office, and Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Office color guard. I would ask Christopher Moore with the Henry County Sheriff's Office to come forward and lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Color. Color guard. Mark time. Mark. Left turn. Mark. Color guard. Hold. Post. Color.
At this time, I call Jacob Logood forward with the Danville Police Department to do the invocation.
Everyone, please bow your heads as we go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for all the many blessings you give us. We thank you for this beautiful day today, for all the family, friends, and colleagues that have come out to share this special day with us. Lord, thank you for each of our departments, for all the men and women who volunteered their time to help train us. Thank you for the Academy staff and for delivering us here safely. We ask that you bless the remainder of our time here today. We pray all these things in the holy and precious name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please be seated. I'd like to introduce the staff of the Academy and our Board of Directors at this time. My name is Debbie Kaiser. I'm the Director of the Academy, Dawn Vaughn, she's the training coordinator, and Casey Allen, standing right here, is the assistant training coordinator. Some of our board is here today, starting on the front row, Sheriff Lane Perry with the Henry County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Taylor with the Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Colonel Dean Harrison with the Danville Police Department representing Chief Booth, Sheriff Mike Mondel with the Danville Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Steve Draper with the Martinsville Sheriff's Office, Chief Eddie Cassey with the Martinsville Police Department, Major Gary Brown with the Patrick County Sheriff's Office representing Dan Smith, and Terry Montgomery, our Department of Criminal Justice Field Coordinator. Sheriff Mondel, if you will please come forward to do the welcome.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My pleasure to have the opportunity to welcome you to the Piedmont Regional Criminal Justice Training Academy Law Enforcement Session 27 and Jail Officer School Session 31 graduation. I know it's a day you've all been looking forward to for a long time. Before I get into the specifics about what these men and women of law enforcement have been through for the past several weeks, I want to tell you it doesn't seem like all that long ago that I was sitting right where you were sitting, graduates. 1994 actually was our graduation on April Fool's Day, which didn't prove to be a joke. It's for real. Sheriff Perry and I, among many others, I don't see any of our other classmates here off the top of my head, but time goes by quickly. So take time to learn and enjoy your brothers and sisters of law enforcement. So entry-level law enforcement session 27 began on January 26th earlier this year. Students began their day at 0600. I'm sure they're very well aware, with physical training and reported to the academy from 8 to 5 right after that. Students have completed over 800 hours of training and approximately 1,600 DCJS, which is the Department of Criminal Justice Services. For those of you folks who are not familiar with the adjective, those are objectives with a written and or a practical test or both, and in the following subjects: PT, which is physical training, professionalism, legal, communications, control tactics, investigations, defensive tactics, EVOC, which is emergency vehicle operations course for family and friends, and firearms. Students must have a 100% pass rate. It's 100%, all of it, in order to successfully graduate. In addition, students must successfully pass a DCJS state exam to graduate. These students have all passed the state exam. That's our law enforcement training. New paragraph. On March the 10th, entry-level jail school, session 31, as I mentioned, began their basic class, again, reporting in PT from 6 to 7 and attending classes at the academy from 8 till 5. Students have completed over 400 hours of training in this class with over 800 training objectives with a written or practical test and exam in professionalism, legal, communications, jail operations, defensive tactics, EVOC, firearms, civil process, courtroom security. Students also must have achieved a pass rate of 100% in order to successfully graduate. Two groups joined together in PT on March 11th. They joined their training subject criteria, both groups. And now they graduate together. And what a great and unique opportunity this is to graduate on this beautiful day that the Lord has given us, with both jail session and law enforcement session graduating together as one in these trying times. Something you will not forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next, I'd like to call G. Andrew Hall. He's Martinsville's Commonwealth Attorney, to do the guest speaker.
Good morning, faculty, staff, and honored guests, of course, graduates. Ms. Vaughn asked me to speak this morning. I was both honored and humbled. The great privilege in my professional life is to work with law enforcement. And to be asked to speak at your graduation, as you begin your professional lives, is an honor and a truly thank you. I think we may have a problem up front, though. I knew it was going to be this way, and it's been reinforced since I got here. When Ms. Vaughn asked me to speak, she told me I only needed to speak for about 5 or 10 minutes. And again, she kind of focused on the 5. I think, where you at? 5 minutes? Don knows me pretty well. You've given a lawyer a mic and a captive audience. 5 minutes is going to be stretching it. Eddie Cassidy told me I had 2.5 minutes. I'm going to endeavor to keep this short, however. I will keep this brief because I know you have far better things to do to hear a lawyer prattle on for 10 or 15 minutes. I want you to remember some things as you leave this place. Start your new profession. Law enforcement is a noble profession. I'm going to say that again. The path you have chosen on, the challenge you have accepted, is indeed a noble one. Let no one tell you differently. You have chosen a profession of service to the community. There is no higher calling in this world than to serve one another. It is truly biblical and scriptural by its very nature. For Christ came to serve, not to be served. You have picked a profession, a calling, in which you help people, oftentimes in their most trying events of their lives. Let's remember, folks, people don't call 911 when things are going well, when things are hunky-dory. Folks call for help from law enforcement when things are crazy. You get to help people when they absolutely need it the most. You are entering a calling in which you protect people. I sleep well at night, knowing that my family, my community is protected by the men and women that are called to serve in law enforcement, while the rest of the world is at peace and sleeping. You are on patrol, keeping us safe. When the rest of the world runs from a disaster, you run toward it. While the rest of the world stayed in our homes during a pandemic, you were out on the streets, on the front lines. Never forget that the calling you have followed is indeed a noble one. I want you to be proud of it. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I think every person sitting behind me and all the law enforcement in the audience today will echo what I'm about to say. Calling you have chosen to follow, to embark upon, is a challenging one. It is not easy, especially in this day and age. It is often dangerous. You're going to go out into a dangerous, chaotic world. You will be called to hostile and unsafe situations. You will be exposed to sickness, as we've seen in the past several months. And unfortunately, you will be exposed to the very worst that life has to offer. You're going to get an up-close and personal look at the very worst in human nature at times. At times, you're going to be shot at. There's a reason why a lot of y'all wear that body armor. Very recently, we had an officer in Martinsville who did indeed get shot after a lengthy pursuit. You'll be attacked both physically and verbally. And you will often not get the respect you deserve. And again, I know all the law enforcement in the audience, I think, will echo what I'm saying. So yes, this is a challenging journey that you've embarked upon. But let me remind you of something. You like challenges. It's a big part, a big reason that you are here today, that you are graduating from this academy, that you chose to go into this academy and this profession. You didn't choose this profession because it was easy. You're not doing this for the money, I can assure you, or the uniform, or the cool car, or anything like that. You are doing this because it is not easy. You are doing this because you are the warrior class. You do not back down from challenges. You relish challenges. You pick this in large part because it is indeed a challenge. And I have no doubt, and I know no one in this audience has any doubt that you will rise to this challenge and you will meet this challenge. Finally, and I am going to keep it short, what I want to remind you guys is the inherent integrity of this calling, of your profession. The focus on law enforcement has never been more intense than it is right now. We're under a microscope. People are going to look to you for the truth when all else is a lie. Perhaps the best part to see this is in a courtroom. All right, lawyers are advocates. We have an agenda going into court. And oftentimes, unfortunately, witnesses are the same way. They have an agenda, a story, if you will. But let me tell you something. The judges in a courtroom are going to look to y'all to be the honest brokers. They're going to look to you to tell the truth. The public as well are going to look for you guys to be the very examples of integrity and honesty. Let me tell you something right now, and if you don't remember anything I said, never surrender your integrity. But once you do, once you surrender it, you're never going to get it back. But I got to know these folks, these new graduates, when I taught them a couple months ago, and I can tell you that will not be an issue with this group. I know that you're going to make us proud, for I think I speak for everyone in attendance, perhaps everyone watching electronically as well, your instructors, your friends, your family, and the staff here at the Academy. When I say this, you've already made us proud. We are so proud of you today, all you've done and all you've accomplished. You're the best and the brightest, very best that Henry County and this whole area has to offer. Congratulations on this singular achievement. Thank you.
Mr. Hall, stand by. At this time, I'd like to call excuse me, Officer Elgin forward.
Mr. Hall, to show our appreciation and the hard work and dedication you have put in us.
Mr. Hall put a lot of extra work into this class. He really did. He came down on a day he didn't have to come to make sure that they got the information they needed. So they're very grateful to him. This is an inside joke. I wasn't in the room, so I can't help you.
Like Ms. Kaiser said, Andy did a lot for our students, and he invests a lot in new officers. We would also like to show him the token of appreciation from the staff for everything that he has done for us over the years. Casey Allen and I would like to present him with St. Michael points. St. Michael is the patron saint of law enforcement, and I have a sheriff's office coin for him that says Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Casey has one that has a police officer prayer on it as well. Thank you.
next thing we're going to do is do the presentation of certificates. We're going to go slow because we want the family to be able to come forward as close as you'd like to take a picture with the students. So we're going to start out with the Danville Police Department. Lieutenant Colonel. Jacob Logan. Gage Mayhew. Ryan Hetchel. Sheriff Perry. Courtney Dykeman. David Circle. Chief Cassidy. Logan Bowman. If Deputy Elgin would please come forward. This is what we call keeping it all in the family. The next graduate, please come forward, Tricia Elgin. Deputy Elgin and Officer Elgin are married. Major Brown. Mark Souter. Emily Vernon. Sheriff Taylor, Pennsylvania County. Timothy Prophet, Jr. Casey Saunders. because I'm famous for forgetting things, I'd ask Chief Cassidy to come, Sheriff Perry to come back to the podium. Courtney Dykeman to come back to the podium, and Brendan Neary to come forward. They can get pictures. Courtney's brother is here from California. He's also a law enforcement officer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your entry-level class of law enforcement graduates. Next up, Sheriff Perry. These are your jail officer graduates. Tiffany Boyd. James Curtis. Tyler Hall. Christopher Moore. Sheriff Draper, Martinsville Sheriff's Office. Alex Tillman. Major Brown, Patrick County Sheriff's Office. Roger Campbell. Sheriff Taylor, Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Office. Tyler Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your graduating class of entry-level jail officer school 31. Before we go forward, because I always forget something, and I think next time I'll just have a cattle prod so that they can hit me with it when I forget something. I completely did not introduce the staff, and they are the ones that keep the ball rolling. Dawn Vaughn, she's the training coordinator, and Casey Allen is the training coordinator assistant. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we're going to go into the awards. I'd call the staff forward, please.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to be giving out the academic award for the law enforcement class as well as the jail class. So just a little bit of background on the academic award for the academy. All of those countless hours of training, that training time that Sheriff Mondale was speaking of earlier, We take all of the scores from those categories and the testing, the academic testing time, and we take the average of that, those scores together, and the person with the highest average in each of the classes will receive the Academic Leader Award. And the Academic Leader Award for the entry-level class number 27 is Mr. Circle.
Sheriff Perry.
So the academic leader for the jail class number 31 is also from Henry County, and this is Mr. Tyler Hall.